Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a T110E4. It's a tier 10 turreted tank destroyer, an American one, and it's located on the south spawn of Murovanka under the command of Awppenheimer. And I think you can see 2 marks of excellence on the barrel. Well, what can I tell you about this tank? Well, it was actually designed by the Chrysler Corporation, and they made it specific dimensions so it could go through the burn tunnel if it needed to. The tunnel in Switzerland, I believe. Anyway, it's got a 155mm gun with 750 alpha, and the enemy's been spotted over in the Magic Forest, but Awppenheimer's not headed that way. He's going off to the conventional area because this is an encounter game, and he's got an M103 for company. Now the reload time is very long, normally 19.5 seconds, but I suspect that Awppenheimer's got it slightly quicker than that. And you can see that he's not actually headed towards the cap as such. He's going to overlook the cap from the heights to the south and try and get shots into the enemy as they try to get into the cap. Plenty of bushes around here which you can fire from. Now, one of the features of the T110E4 is that the turret can't turn the whole way round. Okay, well, he's found some targets. You can only turn 90 degrees to either side. And a big hit on the Super Conqueror, but it's a low roll. He was spotted, but unfortunately the Super Conqueror did manage to get around into him. The 705 didn't. Now the armor is pretty strong, but there are a few weak points on it, and I think you can see one of them straight away is that little cupola at the back. Yep, that is a weak point, and it looks like the Super Conqueror managed to get one through the lower plate. There's a hole in the lower plate now. Okay, object 268, and a big hit. That's a high roll, 867. So he's up to 1,500 hit points of damage already, and he's only fired 2 shots. The enemy's capping, and there's that 705, and he's just taken a massive hit, but it was a low roll this time. 655, and look at those rounds bouncing off. The armor's very, very tough, but you know, the enemy needs to make sure they aim for the weak points, and one of those is the lower plate, the other is that little cupola. And he fires another one in for another hit, and this time the Super Conqueror, 747. It's a low roll, but only just. He's now up to 3k of damage, and he's only fired 4 shots, but he is firing APCRs, so it will cost him. And well, he did damage it for 792 that time. That's a high roll. Okay, can he get one more shot? There's the 705. Loaded. And a lower plate shot there. 853 went through. He's whittling them down bit by bit, collecting all the hit points that they've got available. We've got 3 in the cap at the moment, and the enemy has to get resets, which means they've got to force and get into the cap area if they can, or pop up to get shots. And every time they do that, of course, Awppenheimer's going to put shells into them. There's the Super Conqueror. He's desperately trying to avoid being hit, but he has been. Well, 5.3k of damage already. This is turning out to be a very good game for Awppenheimer. Unfortunately, we just lost somebody in the cap, and it was the M103, but we put a round into the 705. He's now 1 shot. The Super Conqueror's also 1 shot. He's coming into the cap. We're not loaded, so we can't hit him. We can hit something now, and it's the 705, I think. Yep, he's gone. So 6.2k, and all the tanks we had capping are now dead. There's a T95 there, tier 9 American tank destroyer. That's a turret, this one. And he's now missing 687 hit points, and he's back in the garage. In fact, actually, Awppenheimer only recorded 444, but I think, well, the system took some of those away. I don't know why. Okay, T-54 hit him in the side for 311. The sides is one of the weak points of this vehicle as well. And the Super Conqueror blocked that one. He's firing standard AP now. He's run out of the APCR. And he's trying to get shots on whoever's in the cap. It is an encounter battle, so obviously it's going to take twice as long to cap. T-54's tracked, and he's dead. 417, and he's claimed another kill. He's got 3 kills so far. Right, well, there's no enemy left in the cap area, so he's headed north. Oh, what was that? Log? I thought that was a cow flying through the air for a second. Okay. There's a convoy up front. Now, he's not going to react very well to these shells, and in fact, actually, the HE rounds would probably be better, because they will do 1100 hit points of damage through thin armor, penetrates up to 90mm. So a convoy you can wipe out basically with 2 shots. He just bounced around from the convoy, and now he's dead. There's only one enemy left. It's a Progetto 65. And he's been asked to platoon with the Skoda T50. They both got 3 kills. If they can stay alive, that's going to be a brothers in arms. Progetto's over by the water side. He's fighting it out with a Batchat 25 ton. And a T57 Heavy's just joined the fray, and the game is over. It's a victory. So, very satisfying game there for Awppenheimer in the T110E4. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, it's a first class tanker for Awppenheimer, T110E4. He got a fire for effect and a bruiser medal out of the minor medals. He picked up a brothers in arms for getting at least 3 kills apiece with somebody else who got 3 kills. And he also got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle, and a tank sniper for getting the most damage at least 300 yards. And the win rate for the game, 9,422. So with the right tank, you can do a lot of damage. Let's have a look at the team score. Top of the table, 7,949 hit points of damage in that game. Next highest scorer was the Batchat 25 ton. He got 5,181, and after that came the Progetto 65 with 4,048. When it came to kills, well, it was shared. The joint honours were shared between the Skoda T50, who was our platoon mate. He got a Leather Slayer's medal as well, and of course Awppenheimer with his high caliber tank sniper and the T110E4. The next is the base XP, and of course it's Awppenheimer again. He's got the top in all 3 columns, 1,039, but that wasn't enough for an ace. This tank is held by quite a few people, and the standard's very high. So the Batchat 25 ton managed 886, and the IS-7 797. He fired only 13 rounds during that game, and he got 13 direct hits and only 12 penetrations. One of those rounds didn't penetrate. I think it may have been one on the Super Conqueror, but he did damage of 7,949 hit points, and 2,184 of that was at more than 300 meters. He received 6 hits from the enemy during that game. Only 2 were penetrations, 4 non-penetrations. One of those penetrations was an early shot from the Super Conqueror, actually went through the lower plate. The second one, pardon me, was a shot later on in the game, which actually went through the side of the vehicle when he was actually presenting it as a weak point. He blocked damage of 1,450 hit points in total, spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 3 of them, and did damage assistance of 208 hit points. He also managed to get 1 defense point when he actually shot the enemy whilst they were capping. On a premium count, he earned 78,264 credits, but he did use a lot of APCR during that game, a lot of premium ammo, You have to in these sort of games. Tier 10 game, if you're going to defeat the enemy, you need to use premium ammo, because sometimes it's just not going to work with standard AP. 9,416 credits he came away with. If he'd actually had a standard account, free-to-play account, he would have made a loss. But he did also pick up 5 bonds for the awards, and he also got 1,558 XP, and there was no multipliers, so that's all he took away. Now, I do have a number of other Awppenheimer games with the T110E4, so you're going to get another chance to see this brute in action. It really is an absolute fantastic tank when you're playing it, but it just depends on how you defend against it, really. It's one of those tanks which you've got to remember. Turret only turns 90 degrees either way, so if you can get behind it, it's dead. So, if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.